Hi, welcome to step one, deciding on your niche market. So when we talk about niche market, we're referring to what market that you want to serve. So just in case that you are new towards the concept of a niche market or the definition of a niche, well, the way how I look at it is that a niche is like a pool of people and all of these people share a particular interest. So who are you serving? I'm not referring to like, how old are they, what school they went to, not referring to those, but what is the common interest that all of them have so that you can reach to them with your offer in that sense. So, how do you decide what niche market for you to get into? Well, the simplest way is none other than to focus on your own interests. So, in another word, if you're looking for someone who, or should I say, many people who are interested with digital photography, then perhaps you may have some interest with digital photography. Now, is it a must that you must have interest in the topic? Not really, but it will help you in a sense that it will make you feel more comfortable and at the same time it may give you more confident because you kind of know what they want and also you kind of understand the jargons and the terms that are going on. Like for instance, when I first started, I got into this self-help niche, but it's a broad niche market. I'm not referring to specific niche market, but it's really broad. I was focusing on the self-help aspect of how to achieve success, right? Now, you don't have to do self-help. I'm just giving you an example how I got started. In fact, until today, I'm still involved with this self-help niche in that sense. So, apart an interest, could it also be like your passion and so on? The answer is yes, but I don't think all passion can be monetized, as I've shared with you previously. But interest, it is quite common that this can be monetized in a sense. The whole concept of interest is so that you don't feel total clueless of that particular topic, so that you have some idea what it is. So go ahead and think of your interest. Now, you can pause this training if you want. I'm just going to give you the next option. The next option is based on your expertise. So let's say you are expert in say parenting, then you should consider to serve the market of parents who wants to learn how to better parenting to their children. If you are expert in a particular job of yours, let's say you are an executive managing salespeople, then perhaps your niche could be for salespeople, as in like train salespeople on how to improve their sales, how to improve their mindset, and so on. So, what is your expertise? And you can figure out your expertise through many ways. One of it, usually based on your job or your existing business. I mean, if your business is helping clients to do social media, right? Then obviously you probably know about social media marketing, right? And the list goes on. So think about your interest and think about your expertise, or it could be a combination of both, and that's totally fine. All right. So I will go ahead and continue with the training because it doesn't make sense for me to keep quiet when you can literally pause me right now because you're watching through a video. So here are the five preferred topics, assuming that you couldn't think of the niche market that you want to serve. Now, the whole concept of digital e-commerce blueprint is to give you a blueprint so that you can get started really fast, right? And eventually, you can change your niche market if you want to. If not, then just go ahead and choose one of these to kickstart first. All right. So I call this the five preferred topics, as in like these are the market that you can start with. These are the niche market that has been proven to have a market for itself. And at the same time, when I say a market of itself, if you go through this training completely, you realize that I'll teach you how to create your market rather than how to so-called research for your market. And I'm just going a bit advanced, as in like moving forward towards what I'll be teaching later on. The fact is that The market is already in existence. It's just how you are going to reach them, how you're going to serve them. So it's not about like creating the niche market. The market is already in existence, right? And again, you understand all this concept when I walk you through the strategic way of how you create your market. So here we go, the five preferred topics. The first one is none other than money. Money is always the thing that everyone is looking for. No, I'm not saying everyone. You know what I mean, right? It's not like everyone needs money, but generally every single adult, wants to learn how to make more money or save money. So I'm gonna break it down to sub niches when I talk about money. So maybe one of these may be something that you're familiar with, or something that you may have expertise in it, or perhaps you are interested in this particular sub niche. Okay, so here they are: real estate, trading. Trading could be forex trading, stocks trading, options trading. There's all kinds of trading out there. Um, when it comes to trading, there are newsletter out there that makes a killing with just selling tips or the latest research on particular stocks and so on, right? And feng shui slash metaphysics. Metaphysics, it's feng shui is part of metaphysics, so it's a very broad market and it's a very hot market, whether it's to the Asian market or to the Western market, right? So this is a type of knowledge where with the proper metaphysics skill set and feng shui, well, it is believed that someone could attract more wealth, or should I say, make money in that sense. Okay, and the next one is the classic online business, like how to make money from online business. So online business itself breaks into like many smaller niche market. Like for instance, my expertise, I don't teach about physical products, e-commerce. I teach specifically digital e-commerce, where my expertise, my forte, and the message that I bring forward, the message that I teach, it's how to build a business based on content and monetize the content. And the content could be in the form of information, it could be the knowledge and so on, and you package it like what I'm teaching you right now. So I'm a big believer in this business model because it is so, what's the word, it is so what's the word that I'm looking for? It is a business that you can branch out to so many opportunities. You can create your own funnel, you can do cross promotion, all this kind of cool stuff which I'll be covering with you later on. All right. And then there's cryptocurrency. I'm not sure when you're watching this training right now. And whenever you watch it, I think cryptocurrency will still be there. So cryptocurrency are like bitcoins, right? And lots of people are now learning on how to make money from cryptocurrencies, or in this case, from bitcoins. So this is a topic of money. So if you have interest about money or you have expertise about money, and if one of these is something that connects with you, well, you can choose one of these. But of course, like I said, money it's so wide that I may not even list some of the sub niche here. So if you have others that you think of, you can with all means go ahead and use that as well. Next, it's wellness. Okay. Now, for the wellness aspect, wait, when I talk about wellness, I'm not referring to health. So there's a difference of health and wellness. Health is usually for those people who are having some kind of illness, they are not healthy and they're looking for a solution, a remedy to solve their health problem. Well, wellness is not speaking to the unhealthy market. Now, I'm not saying negative or positive. I'm not referring to like unhealthy. I'm not referring to that. I'm saying that I'm not serving those who are having problems, but I'm serving those who want to have better well-being, right? Means that they are healthy, but now they care about their health. They want to maintain it, or they want to improve upon it. All right. And why I choose that from marketing perspective? Because when it comes to the wellness industry, a consumer may continue to buy many products from you. Um, they may continue strive to improve themselves. Whereas the health market, it's more like a one-time off For instance, someone who wants to learn how to quit smoking, right? So you could have a digital product, a content, right, to be delivered to your potential customers as a say an ebook, and your potential customer may have read it and solved the smoking problem. And when that is solved, it means that is sort of the end of the relationship for the time being or permanently, right? Because you're solving the health problem. Whereas wellness, it's something that you continue to build relationship with your customers, and that's the business that I want to be in. I want to continue serving my customers, and they are happy with that. So if they're happy, they'll continue to buy from you, and it's a win-win relationship, which means that you're not being a salesperson, so to speak. You are actually adding value to them. All right. So here are some of the suggested topics that you can go for: youth slash anti-aging, detox slash cleansing, beauty, fitness, etc. So let me just go through with you quickly on touch base on this youth slash anti-aging. Well, in short, everyone, not everyone, I mean, again, it's just like the same concept of money. Not everyone loves money or like money, but generally, um, nobody want to reject money in that sense, right? Same thing with youth and anti-aging. Generally, everyone wants to look young. I mean, me included. I'm also a victim of that. I want to make sure that I have my youth, so that I can have the energy. I can remain my looks and all of that, and all of those cool stuff, right? Anti-aging is the same concept. It slows down the aging process, or it sort of makes someone looks much more younger compared to his or her current age. Detox cleansing, it's basically to ease them with their past motion and all this kind of process. And detox cleansing can also be a form of weight loss, because sometimes someone it's what's the word called? I'm looking for a word to replace fat, because this is not fat. This is bloated, right? Someone is bloated because they have lots of stuff that should not be in their body in that sense. So they need to have detox and cleansing. Okay. Beauty is self-explanatory, just to become more beautiful. Then fitness could be having a slim body, could be having six-pack muscles, could be having awesome biceps, and so on. So now, what I want you to review carefully here, when I choose all of these subtopics, there's a reason for it. Now, we're in the business of either solving a problem with the digital content, or helping them to accelerate their success. So these topics are chosen where they are able to allow them to see a before and after results. And that's important for your business. You want to be in a business where after they have consumed your content, they'll be able to see, hey, it works, and now they look younger, or they become less bloated, or they have removed the bloated body, or they could do better pass motions, right? They are able to cleanse away all the bad stuff in their body, and they can see that, right? Because the acne starts to disappear and so on. Beauty, obviously, if you can help someone to become more beautiful, they'll be able to see that right away in the mirror. And fitness, of course, you can see that physically. So choosing a topic where they can see results is very important for you to build good relationship with your customers, and also to have continuous business relationship, right? The next one is parenting. I can also call it children. So this niche goes across the board for all countries, right? And this include intelligence, creativity, behavioral, in a sense that some parents may have children that are hyperactive, right? And is there any tips, is there any approach that can maybe let them be less hyperactive without using any drugs, and all this kind of stuff that can harm their body, right? Intelligence. Every parents want their children to become, well, more intelligent. Creativity is something that is very important nowadays. Creativity can also lead to being savvy, because as much as intelligence is important, but in today's time, I think a child needs to have creativity, and need to learn how to quote unquote adapt into the environment, and that is being savvy. So by just being intelligent, academically it's good, but eventually the behavior and being creative, being savvy is more important, right? But what if all of those could be integrated when the children is still children, right? Let me just check my headset here to make sure that the sound quality is all working well. So we have money, we have wellness, we have parenting slash children, and what's the next one? The next one is self-help, the one that I mentioned to you in the beginning. So when we talk about self-help, self-help is so massive. I mean, we have so many subcategories for self-help. So what I did is that I've extracted some of those that has probably higher chance of success, and their subconscious mind. Subconscious mind has a lot of categories, including law of attraction, how to connect with the universe, and many other teachings with subconscious mind. For instance, if you read the book Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, he even covered a portion of subconscious mind inside there. So this is big, right? How to tap onto your subconscious mind, how to increase your intelligence by tapping to your subconscious mind, how to attract wealth with subconscious mind, and so on. Speed reading, as how it sounds, how to be able to, well, read faster. Memory improvement, and even persuasion. Persuasion could be the tactical skill of persuasion, like mirroring, body language. It could be persuasion that is more subconscious level, perhaps. So as you can see, there are many teaching out of each of this category. Now, if you see here, I didn't put like motivation. I didn't put those type of topics or subtopics, and the reason is because if you use like motivation, you'll be competing with big brands, and try to avoid competing with big brands when you first start, or big authors, speakers, and so on. Like for instance, right, if let's say you go and you compete with say Les Brown, okay, like one of the most successful motivational speaker in the world, and they could buy your product for say $40-$50, or they could buy Les Brown books and his audio course and all this kind of stuff. You see where I'm coming from? But when you tap into like subconscious mind topic, not tap. See how this subconscious mind is going to my mind right now? Okay, when you choose like subconscious mind, you may have a type of approach, a different approach that the mainstream may not have. So you have something unique to uh, so-called pitch about it. Um, the old school way of saying is that you have your own USP, unique selling proposition. That is the old school teaching. And then you have speed reading and memory improvement and all those kind of stuff. There are less people who are able to do that. And even though there are, say, authority in those topics, you can still branch out separately, because hey, you have your own unorthodox method to speed read, to memory improvement, to persuade, and so on. All right. And the last one is unique skills or unique knowledge that you have or you can find in that sense. And I use the word find because if you remember the previous module, I mentioned to you that you can always partner with someone who have the knowledge, who is the so-called authority of that topic. You focus on building the business like what you're doing right now, going through the training. So here are some ideas: drawing, like how to draw portraits and so on. Painting, I would say that you can include here as well. Public speaking, like how to present, how to overcome their fear of speaking on stage. Calligraphy, calligraphy is depending on what language, right? What culture. Like even Steve Jobs, founder of Apple, you probably know that he learns calligraphy as well. It doesn't mean that calligraphy has to be writing Chinese words, okay? And uh, face reading is like there's an ancient art towards that. Like you can tell someone's character, you can predict someone's future by reading his or her face. And then of course hobbies. There are all kinds of hobbies from a very niche hobby such as collecting some certain items topic like collecting teddy bears. Now I'm not asking you to do that niche, but I'm just trying to give you an example of something that is very unique. So what kind of hobby that you may have? Well, there is a market for that, just so you know. If you have that hobby, it's very likely that the whole world, right, there are others who like the hobby as well. So now this particular training here, this module, it is about you deciding on your niche market. Okay, so you don't go to the next training until you decide on your niche market. So I've already given you the answers here. If you really couldn't think of your interest or your expertise, just choose one of these. Just choose one of the big topics: money, wellness, parenting, children, self-help, or and unique skill or knowledge, right? And if you still couldn't decide on the subtopic of the market, then use one of those that I've given to you here. Do this, make sure you get this done, then only you go to the next module. Promise me, do that. All right. See you in the next training module. Alright, if you're watching this training, it means that you have decided your niche market. So if you haven't do that, please go back to that training, go through that training again if you need to understand further, and make sure you have decided on what niche market that you are going to pursue with. Again, as I shared with you earlier, if you don't get the right niche, don't worry, don't sweat about it. You can always change your niche later on in the future. It is not something that is set in stone that if you say you're gonna do that, you have to do that forever. No, it doesn't have to be that way. But it's important that you go through that in order for you to continue the training. Remember, when it comes to building an online business, continue learning. It's not going to build a business. It's about taking the action. So I hope that if you haven't done that yet, please go back in and finish it first before you continue from here. You still here? All right. Okay. We're back right now. So the next part that you want to do once you have decided your niche market, it's now to identify who you want to serve. Now, when we go through the earlier module, we have decided what is the niche market. Now you have to understand what kind of people you want to attract. So let me just give you an example for me. For me, in the internet marketing niche, in the online business niche, like teaching people how to start their online business, either it's digital products, affiliate marketing, and so on, is this. I want to serve smart marketers and entrepreneurs. This is the group of people that I want to serve. People who understand business building, people who understand it is about marketing. There's no push button software that generates marketing. It's about understanding the strategies and taking action to do the marketing in that aspect. Entrepreneurs. What do I mean by entrepreneurs? Entrepreneurs understand business building is just like building a business. That's why it's called business building. So someone who is not an entrepreneur would probably say this, I want everything for free because the internet is free. Now, I don't blame this person for that kind of mindset, but this is the person that is impossible to help them to achieve success. Here's why. If he wants to get things for free and he wants to sell his thing to someone, expecting someone on the internet to pay him money, but he's not willing to buy for himself, now do you see how confusing it gets? Do you see how everything sort of conflicts in this person's mind? No wonder he is still struggling until today, right? So he's not willing to pay for his own education, but he wants to sell his education and expecting someone somewhere on the internet to buy from him. So that is not an entrepreneur mind. So to give you an example, like Daniel Tan from marketersmedia.com wrote this testimonial for me. I attended Patric's workshop back in 2006. Since then, life's changed. I'm able to run my own company, hire people, create jobs, touch and change people's lives, and directly influence more than 50,000 people with our product and services. Patrick's training and leadership is practical and result driven. Now, I love to work with entrepreneurs like this because after they learn, they take action, and after they take action, they continue to add so much value into the marketplace. So this is what I call a smart entrepreneur. So when you decide to serve who you want to serve, you start to attract the right kind of customers into your business. And that's important because if you don't attract the right kind of customers, they will sabotage your business. Sometimes you will yourself self sabotage your business because of the frustration, because of the irritation that you get, and so on. When you know who you want to serve, you must also decide who you do not want to serve. Why? Because these remind you what kind of customers you should not accept. Now, let me explain to you why. Because if you do accept these customers who you do not want to serve, right, the customers will cost you even more money. So, if you have say 10 customers who you want to serve, but because you want to make that little sale and you accept say two customers who you do not want to serve, but you sell to them anyway and they are part of your customers right now, these two customers will eat up more time and more emotion than the 10 customers who you want to serve. Which means now you will somehow neglect your 10 customers, which will kill your business. Do you understand from strategic standpoint how important it is for you not to accept those people who you don't want to be your customers? So in my case, these are people who I don't serve. I do not want to serve freebie seekers, lazy people, and less considering people. That's it. Freebie seekers, well, the name says it all. They just want everything for free. When you teach them about how to say start marketing with webinar, then they start renting that webinar software is not free. Do you see how challenging it is to help someone to succeed if they are just freebie seekers? Right? You just tell them what are the things that are working, and they'll throw you with something else and say, hey, it is not free, so we are not happy about it, right? Lazy people means people who simply don't take actions. They are tire kickers. They just don't work. They will just rant and say, there's so much work involved and so on. They may even say this to you after you have shared with them your content. They'll say this to you, say, is there another way other than this proven way? Because they are lazy, they don't want to do the work, they are trying to look for a shorter shortcut, right? And then the less considering people. What is the less considering people? The less considering people are those people who eat up your time and they don't care about your personal space. So in short, right, I don't serve the quick rich mindset. I don't serve those biz out folks. So because these people, they have this mentality that somewhere on the internet there's this safe, this vault. And inside this vault there will be unlimited amount of money waiting for them to take to collect. All they need to do is to continue going through the internet after courses, programs, and so on to find this so-called code. And when they have this code, they don't have to work. They just go in there and just turn the vault and they can open it and voila, there will be enough money to spend for the rest of their life. So that is the pattern of mindset of thinking that goes into their mind every single day. And that's why, they continue not taking action because they could not find the code to the vault. So they just continue to do that. I don't deal with those people because it's impossible to help them. You see, what I have is the method on how to build your own vault and stuff it with all the money inside your own vault. And this is going to be your vault, and when you open it, there will be money there. But I cannot help someone with a secret code to go to someone else's vault and take someone else's hard-earned money away, because that is robbing. That is just wrong, right? The right way is to build your own vault. And that's what the digital e-commerce business can help you achieve. I mean, it has helped me to achieve. I can't guarantee that it will work for you, but I'm going to tell you how I did it and how you can start with that. All right, so let's go for the next training module on the first step to deciding your niche market. But before we go through that, remember, take a piece of paper or on your laptop, write down who you want to serve and who you don't want to serve. All right, see you then. So the first part is where we decide what is the niche market that you want to get into. The second part is to categorize the type of customers you want and the type of customers you do not want. And the third part is to do a simple research to figure out the scale of profitability for the niche market that you have decided to go for. So the question that you want to ask at strategic level is, where are they? Where are your potential customers? This niche market that you want to build your business in it, the type of people who you want to serve, where are they right now on the internet? So all you need to do is to answer these three key questions for you to know whether there is a potential profit waiting for you in this business or not. So the first one is this: are there any expert in that niche? So can you think of experts, like who are the public figure in that particular niche market? Now, hopefully that you will be able to think at least three experts who are already so-called dominating their market. Or in another word, these three experts, minimum three, are the go-to folks when it comes to this niche. Now, of course, I'm not in the golf niche. I wouldn't know who are the experts in the golf niche. I'm not referring to sportsmen, the golfers, but those people who are teaching about golf. So I can only share about self-help. So in the self-help niche, when it comes to achieving success, yes, there are many experts in it. That includes Tony Robbins, Robert Allen, Mark Victor Hansen, Jack Canfield, and a whole list of other experts. So the next one is that what will be the website they will visit? Now this is important. So you want to know where do they quote unquote hang out? Which website do they visit? Which blog they read? Which YouTube channel they subscribe to? Which Facebook group that they participate in? Which fan page they are fans of? So by knowing the website that they usually visit, that's going to give you the upper hand of building this business in so many ways. The first one is that if you know where they usually hang out at, like what website they will visit, you will know what are the discussions that are going on. You will know what are the complaints they have, what are the feedbacks they have, and what do they like. And at the same time, when it comes to the traffic module, you will start to understand that by knowing the website they will visit or they like visiting every day, you will know how to get traffic for your own online business later on. So at this stage, you may not be able to see or understand what are the tactical steps that you can deploy later on, because right now you're working at the overall understanding. And the last question that you need to ask yourself is that, are there authors which where I'm referring to books or magazines published in your particular niche? So for instance, if you're into fitness and specifically on the diet, are there magazines that are focused on organic food? So how many is enough? There is no how many is enough. What you should be doing is that you should take the next 10 minutes, do a 10 minutes exercise right now to fill in all of the information that you can think of. The expert that comes into your mind, write it down. If it's 5, write down 5. If it's 10, write down 10. What will be the website they will visit? Start writing down. If you have 3, write 3. If you have 10, write 10, and so on. Let's do that. And the last one, are there authors, where I'm referring to books or magazines? So if you can think of the names of the magazines or the authors, continue to write down right now. So go ahead and do this right now so that you have the momentum to start with. Once you have done this, then only you go to the next trading module for this topic. Hi, I'm so glad that you're watching this video right now. It means that you have completed the past training modules, because this is the last training module when it comes to finding your niche market. And if you realize, for the past few trainings, I did not teach you about, say, keyword research, or to go to a certain website to search for what people are sharing, what are their problems, and so on. Now, because the approach that I'm teaching you, it's about curating your market and not trying to do keyword research. Now, all the keyword research and so on, they are, well, they work, but they are very, I would say, tactical, right? Now, this is my explanation. If you're doing keyword research and all of the typical research methods that are taught by the gurus, you are actually doing research for traffic. You're not really researching for a market where you can build. So I know it may sound a bit confusing, but let me just put it this way, right? The very fact is that any niche market that you want to get into, so long that it's not some weird niche market like how to train your frog to dance, right? I mean, if it's not something strange like that, chances are there is a market for it. And by understanding your market, right, through the previous research process, you will be able to identify where is the traffic later on, which we'll be covering about traffic in the later module. But let me just lean in advance again, to forward to the future with you for a while, for the time being. So here's the hint. Most of the traffic is available inside Facebook. What I'm trying to say is that your potential customers, they are all hanging out in Facebook. So if you think again, let's say if you're looking for someone who is interested about, I'm just making this up, about grooming, right? It doesn't have to be grooming, but let's say it's grooming. So if you think again, this person may probably be interested in GQ magazine, in FHM, and so on, right? So I'm just referring to like some example. I'm not saying that is the go-to answer. I'm not even in that niche, so I'm just like thinking out loud. So let me just choose something that is more about self-help, all right? So you don't need to go to Google or keyword research tool to search for how many people search for a keyword called self-help every month. Why? Because if you understand how Facebook works, where all of your potential customers are already inside Facebook, I'm pretty sure that they like Tony Robbins, right? Now, if they like Tony Robbins, which means that now there's a channel for you to reach your niche market in that sense. So we'll go more in depth into traffic in the upcoming modules, but I want you to understand right now is that it is more important to build a niche market where you build it the way how you want it to be, rather than doing the statistical way of research, right? So there you have it. I hope you understand where I'm coming from. So you're doing a great job right now. If you have finished the training and you completed the exercise and figured out your niche market, you're doing a great job, and I look forward to training you on the next step in the digital e-commerce blueprint. See you then.